I have been asked, what is my worst and my best tools that I have that's in my toolboxes over there? Coming at you. Welcome back to the channel where we can all learn and grow together. I just want to say we made it through another week. It is Friday. I hope your week went awesome, and I hope your weekend goes even better. I hope you get to accomplish any and all and everything that you set out to accomplish. I hope you get to accomplish it. Today, I'm going to be answering a question. What is my worst and best tools that I've bought that I have in my toolbox back here? So we're going to get into this. First, worst. Now, I kept this whole list small because, especially on the best side, I got a lot of tools I really like. So I narrowed it down to about 3 options on both sides. And the first option on the worst side, that is my worst, kind of not best thought out buy, is I bought into one of these little gimmicky tools that we all should stay away from. But what this thing does is it's got a little knob right here, and it allows you to open up and close these jaws here, and the thing ratchets. Got some real clunky gears in it. It's made by, I believe it's the Crescent brand of tools that makes crescent wrenches. And what this is supposed to do is you're supposed to be able to latch this on the eye bolts, wing nuts, different things, and ratchet it out, especially if it's a real heavy duty one, long one. And this is probably one of them things. It's just a little gimmicky tool. I should have left it on the shelf. I should have known better to buy this, but at first I thought it was kind of cool, conversational piece or something like that, and I thought I would actually use it for what it's intended for, and I probably maybe have used it once or twice, and usually just sits in my toolbox and conversational piece. But yeah, one of my worst tools. My next worst is mainly probably because it's one of those you pay for what you get type scenarios, and I bought the cheapest that's out there. That's definitely, I can conclude that's probably why this one don't work. Maybe the better ones or better brands out there will work better, and I'm not sure exactly what you even call these things. I guess strap wrenches or rubber wrenches or something, but these are definitely the cheapest thing out there. I don't even know the brand on these, but if you see something that looks like this here and decide you want to buy it, I would run the other way. These here I think was only $3.99, but yeah, I should have known better. You pay for what you get. So there is sometimes I've lucked out and got some cheap and ended up working out really well, but these are not one of them. And the other worst is the worst I kind of covered in my last video, which is my 2021 toolbox tour. If you haven't checked it out, I will try to leave a link in my description. I kind of forgot how to do some of that stuff, so if it's not in my description, I do apologize. But my last video, I kind of covered this cobalt set. I'm included in this list because I'm answering the worst and the best tools that I've bought, and this is one of them that I consider my worst. I think the ratchet, if somebody didn't mind the gearless ratchet and didn't mind the quietness of it, I think this would work as a good ratchet for somebody, because it does seem to do the job, and it will definitely break bolts and ratchet and everything. It's just the head on this is really, or this area right here is really kind of bulky and does not fit in a lot of tight areas, so that kind of makes it undesirable. Plus that little sound like this one here would make, this one's a little clunkier, but I kind of like that sound for some reason, and this just feels weird to me that it don't make that sound. So, but the ratchet actually seems to be built pretty good. I think it would hold up. It's just I don't use it much. The main part I don't like about this set is these spline sockets. I think it's just because I don't have a use for them, and I don't like the design on them. A couple things I've tried them on, I stripped, and so I just I don't know if there's better brands out there that just makes the design of them better so they grip sockets better. And I guess these are supposed to grip all kinds of different fasteners, like even the star, and not only 6-point, but I guess all kinds of different versions of sockets, so you don't need multiple styles. But this set just did not work out for me. I tried it because it's only $9 on the shelf for Lowe's. So, but I keep it just as the other stuff, conversation pieces. Now, getting on to my favorites. First, favorites, which is kind of lumping into one category, is my little stubbies. I love these little stubbies. First stubby, 3/8 ratchet. I've had this ratchet since I was in small inches class in high school. I've ratcheted with this or rinsed with it, however you want to call it. I've rinsed with this all the way through small engines class, automotive service class, and doing all my DIY stuff, working on a lot of different lawnmowers, vehicles, this and that. It definitely doesn't have the braking force of bigger ratchets or breaker bars, but for just a little stubby, this little great neck little ratchet is lasted over 20 years and has a kind of a lot of sentimental value, especially going through to school with this here. In small engines class, when I got my first A, which I went through there making all A's, but anyways, this was a tool that was given out to everybody who made an A in the first semester. So this was a gift to me through the course, and I still have it. So if it ever breaks, I'm going to just keep it for sentimental value. Now, my next favorite little stubby is another little tool that I kind of brushed up on a little bit in my last video. But I was wanting to show this part here. I was trying to do it one-handed because I was holding the camera, and this thing's on here pretty good. But this is a Power Torque little stubby 3/8 ratchet. I like the really thin profile for getting in really small areas. And what this also does, if you needed just a little bit more leverage, you could pop this thing off. It's kind of hard to come off, but I'm actually glad that it's hard to come off for some reason. But you can stick an extension on there so you have more leverage. Now, the only downside to this that I could see is on your extensions right in here, it'll probably have a weakness from doing this kind of measure. So whether it's good for your extensions, I don't know, because I have used it like this a couple times. It was pretty successful. So one of these days this could end up breaking, but when that happens, I guess we'll find out. But if I got lifetime warranty, I could just warranty them out. So other than that, I really like this little stubby. Pretty cool. It's at O'Reilly's. It's a Power Torque. Not for sure the part number anymore, but I think they may still have them. I don't know, it'd be interesting to go find out. But Titan, little 1/4 inch stubby ratchet, really thin profile little ratchet. Oh, it's so cute. But anyways, yes, this little 1/4 inch ratchet for especially small engines getting in small little areas. This thing is a gem to have, and I don't know if any other companies makes this small. Look, it disappears in my hand, but this small of a 1/4 inch ratchet, and it's a little tough little burger too. This little thing, I love it a lot. Now, my next favorite, which is also the last favorite, is this little 3/8 breaker bar. This is also Power Torque breaker bar from O'Reilly's. It's a little smaller than my other breaker bars, but sometimes getting in areas where you still need a breaker bar, but this thing won't fit. This will. But also what this will do, you could use this as an extra extension as long as you're not worried about this little fatter area right here. As long as you're not worried about this getting in an area, you can just use this also as an extra extension. Where I find this useful is if you got just a little small tool bag to take with you on the go and you don't want to have just a whole array of tools, and you wanted, you know, just something that serves a multi-purpose in a go bag or something. This would be one option to have, so you can have your breaker bar and extension all in one. Pretty cool. This is one of my favorite breaker bars. It actually serves me well, and if you see this at your O'Reilly's and want one, I don't think you could go wrong buying it. That will conclude my worst and my favorites. I do have a lot more favorites, but I wanted to keep this on point and to the minimum, because I could probably make an hour-long video out of a lot of my favorite tools that's in these toolboxes. And that's just tools I own. There's a lot of wonderful tool companies out there, probably that I haven't even heard of, that's making really good tools. So I'm not just isolating these as it's the best out there, comparing them to other tools. But as far as what I've bought, these right here are my worst and my favorites. If you want to let us know what your worst and favorite tools is, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Love to hear what your best and your worst is. If you know of a decent brand that makes these that is actually useful, even if I pay a little extra for them, let me know also in the comment section below. I love to figure out if there's actually some useful ones in there. But other than that, I think I may throw these ones away. But anyways, again, I hope you have an awesome week. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Stay safe, stay awesome, find your start, and reach your goals. And I'll see you in the next video.